Sean Diddy Combs. A new lawsuit filed by a producer and videographer on Diddy's latest project accuses him of sexual assault.
It was filed by music producer Rodney Jones Jr. He accuses Combs of making unwanted contacts while they worked on an album.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
Jail would be crazy, but I think like career-wise.
Canceled, officially, done?
Yeah, I think it's over.
It appears that Diddy is gearing up to face another legal battle, as he finds himself entangled in a new lawsuit which has all the footage needed to prove he is guilty. His recent string of misfortunes suggests that he might be headed for a stint behind bars sooner rather than later. With a series of scandals and controversies trailing him, it's no surprise he's losing sleep over the mounting pressure. It seems like his luck has run out, and he may soon be swapping his designer clothes for an orange jumpsuit. So, what exactly is going on? Combs was sued on February 26th by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on his most recent album, who alleged Combs essayed and threatened him while he traveled and lived with Combs from September 2022 to November 2023. In the initial complaint filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, Jones also detailed a shooting at a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studio in Los Angeles on September 12, 2022. In addition to Jones, he said Combs' son Justin, and Justin's friend, identified as G, were there. The details provided in that complaint and an amended complaint, however, differ from information about the shooting provided by Los Angeles police and Combs' attorney, Sean Hawley. The suit also alleges that Combs is part of a RICO enterprise and that he and others are involved in an ST venture. A RICO enterprise is one in which people or groups act together to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, which is meant to target organized crime. The complaint is the latest legal trouble for Combs, who has been hit with a number of recent lawsuits, including multiple allegations of SA. The original complaint includes Jones' account that he heard multiple gunshots after a heated conversation in a nearby bathroom. When the bathroom door opened, Combs and his son walked out, and Jones found G lying on the restroom floor in a fetal position, holding his stomach and bleeding out of his leg-hip area, the lawsuit said. Jones said he took the victim to the front of the studio, where an ambulance was waiting. The Los Angeles Fire Department has not responded to a request last week for more information about the shooting. Jones alleged in the suit that Combs instructed him to tell police that Combs had nothing to do with the shooting and that it was committed outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. Jones maintained that G was not shot outside Chalice. The amended filing includes a message Chalice is alleged to have sent to an unnamed person stating, "The shooting occurred a half a block away from Chalice, and it was a result of a robbery. There are police reports corroborating this. Please wait for facts to come out before you start contributing to the defamation of our organization." That lines up with Hawley's understanding of the sequence of events. When LAPD arrived on scene, it was immediately determined, conclusively, that the shooting took place some distance from the studio, she said. The amended complaint also states, citing a media report, that Hawley claimed G went to the studio after he was shot. But Jones' original suit claims police were inside Chalice and witnessed the in the restroom, but still went with the bogus claim that the shooting took place outside the studio. Included in the original filing are screenshots purportedly showing the aftermath of the restroom where G was shot by either Mr. Combs or J. Combs. NBC News has not been able to identify the red liquid depicted in the screenshots. Jones also claimed he has the clothing he wore the day of the shooting, which he says may have the DNA of the shooting victim. The amended filing also includes a photo of Combs purportedly at the studio on the night in question. The filing says Combs and his son were not at the studio when police arrived, and it alleges that Combs and his son hid out in another studio while police investigated, and that they were the first to leave after officers departed. Hawley disputed that account, saying, "It is my understanding that Sean and Justin were at a completely different part of the studio when the shooting victim ran into the bathroom." She added that she does not believe police interviewed Combs or his son. As for the LAPD's account, officers responded to a call of a possible shooting early on September 12, 2022, on the 800 block of North Highland Avenue, the same block as Chalice. Police said the victim told them two people approached him while he was next to his vehicle, which was parked on the street, demanded his property, and shot him in the torso after a struggle. 2 months later, police arrested 3 people and alleged they were responsible for a series of robberies throughout the city and possibly others. In the original complaint, Jones alleged that Combs called Jones in August 2022 to request that Jones produce several songs on the R&B album, the Love album, Off the Grid, which was released last September and was nominated for a Grammy. Jones alleged in the original complaint that over their time living and working together, Combs essayed him multiple times. He said he was also forced to solicit S workers and perform S acts with them to please Combs. In what Jones said was an incident in February 2023, he said that he woke up dizzy and confused in bed with Combs and 2 S workers, and that he believes Combs him. In the original complaint, Jones said he has hundreds of hours of video and audio to support his allegations of S harassment, because Combs often required Jones to record him constantly. The video and audio of Combs, his staff, and his guests allegedly shows them engaging in serious illegal activity, the suit said. Holly, the attorney for Combs, called Jones' allegations in the original filing complete lies on February 26th, adding, "We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them." In the suit filed February 26th, Jones described Combs as forceful and demanding, and someone who does not take no for an answer. Jones alleged that Combs, being one of the most influential people in the music industry, leveraged his power to intimidate Jones, including by making threats that he would cause bodily harm to Jones if he did not comply with Combs' demands. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement, the lawsuit said. In the amended complaint, Jones alleged that he learned last week that a private investigator, who he claims is linked to Combs, sought out, harassed, and bribed a close friend to provide dirt on Jones. Jones claimed the investigator tried to bribe the friend to produce evidence to paint Mr. Jones in a bad light. The filing alleges Jones' friend is now afraid for their safety and that of their family following the alleged communication. Jones also alleged in the February 26 filing that he was not paid for his work on the Love album, Off the Grid, despite being under an implied work-for-hire agreement. The lawsuit says that Combs, Love Records, Motown Records, and Universal Music Group benefited from his work, but that he was not compensated. Love Records, Motown Records, and Universal Music Group did not respond to a previous request for comment. In the amended complaint, Jones said that when he was recruited to work on the Love album, he told the recruiter he wanted $20,000 per song, 4 royalty points, credit as a producer, credit for each instrument played on the songs, and the retention of his publishing rights. Jones said he and the recruiter orally agreed to the terms. Combs guaranteed the terms were accepted. Because of that, Jones signed on to the project, the complaint says. The amended complaint alleges Jones suffered losses including $220,000, 4 royalty points, and producer credits for 9 songs. He is seeking $30 million. Filing a lawsuit should never be the first option in a dispute. We can have an honest discussion to resolve the issues as I suggested, or we can follow the same plan Sean Hawley used that got her clients Danny Masterson and Tory Lanez convicted. Makes one wonder who is really managing this situation for Mr. Combs, Jones's attorney Tyrone Blackburn said. The lawsuit takes a twist with Young Miami also being named. Jones alleges he has irrefutable evidence of, among other things, Young Miami's cousin and/or assistant essaying him. According to Jones, he was with Diddy, Young Miami, and her female cousins on Thanksgiving Day in 2022. Jones alleges that Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom while he was inside, at which point she allegedly started groping him and performing S. Jones alleges that he tried to push her away and left the restroom, only to then be followed by the woman, who then allegedly undressed and attempted to straddle him and have S with him in front of Diddy and others. Elsewhere, Jones alleges that Young Miami was among those who were paid a monthly fee by Diddy to work as his S workers. In a surprising turn, it appears that in her attempt to distance herself from the situation and place responsibility on Diddy, Young Miami mistakenly invoked Cuba Gooding's name. Cuba Gooding's story deviates from the typical narrative surrounding celebrities, as Hollywood power players not only derailed his popularity, but also disrupted his life beyond the glamorous world of entertainment. It's worth noting that Gooding also played a role in his own downfall.
And then, it's one of those moments in my life where I was trying to numb the pain. So I would, just kind of.
In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Cuba Gooding experienced notable success in Hollywood, earning recognition for his roles in television shows such as Hill Street Blues and MacGyver. His career reached new heights with a standout performance in John Singleton's acclaimed film, Boys and the Hood.
I'm so tired of this. So many mother.
Subsequently, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s career continued to thrive, securing notable roles in films like Rob Reiner's adaptation of Aaron Sorkin's A Few Good Men and the thriller Outbreak. However, the trajectory of his career took a downturn due to numerous allegations made by women against him. It is noteworthy that Gooding himself was involved in some questionable actions. Some speculate that a significant factor contributing to his current situation is his intention to expose certain secrets about individuals in Hollywood. This endeavor allegedly led to substantial trouble for him. Reflecting on his journey, Gooding remarked, "No one prepares you for success. That's why you see a lot of actors that star in movies, then disappear. Or you see athletes that make $100 million and then they disappear too. They weren't ready for it. People asked me after I won that Academy Award if I ever thought I would be on that stage. I always said, not in a million years. But that's a lie. You have to envision yourself on that stage, winning that award, so that when you succeed, it will feel normal, not like it's something special, so that you can do it again." Cuba Gooding Jr., who earned an Oscar in 1997 for his role in Jerry Maguire, expressed disappointment with the lack of diversity in the recent Oscar nominees. In response to the #Oscar So White backlash, Gooding Jr. shared his thoughts with Variety and other reporters during the Television Critics Association press tour in Pasadena, Calif. He emphasized the importance of diversity in nominations and mentioned his desire for films like Straight Outta Compton to receive recognition. Gooding Jr. highlighted the ongoing conversation about diversity, hoping it would lead to increased consideration for diverse and deserving works in the future nominations. Anyways, the troubles for Cuba Gooding Jr. began in June 2019. When USA Today reported an investigation into an incident where he was accused of touching a woman inappropriately at a New York City bar while he was intoxicated. Subsequently, Gooding voluntarily went to the police and was arrested.
When a woman alleges Gooding touched her inappropriately at a different nightclub, and another incident where he allegedly grabbed a woman's at this bar in June.
As of October 15, 2019, prosecutors disclosed that 14 women, spanning various venues in Dallas, Los Angeles, and New York since 2001, have accused Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. of unwanted advances. Gooding Jr. is currently facing 4 misdemeanor charges related to alleged groping incidents in Manhattan. One incident reportedly occurred on October 24, 2018, at Teo Downtown Nightclub, and another on June 9, 2019, at Magic Hour Rooftop Bar. Manhattan prosecutor Jenna Long expressed her intent to use the testimony of the 12 additional complainants to establish a pattern of Gooding's behavior during his trial in Manhattan Supreme Court. In 2019, new misdemeanor SA charges have been filed against him, according to court records, though it remains unclear whether these charges involve the same 2 women. 2 separate lawsuits have been filed by women accusing the actor of misconduct in New York City in 2018 and 2019, invoking the state's Adult Survivors Act in the New York Supreme Court. This act provides a temporary window for plaintiffs to submit civil claims of offenses that would otherwise be barred by the statute of limitations. This legal action marks the latest development in a series of troubles for Gooding. In June 2023, he reached a last-minute settlement with a woman who had accused him of SA a decade ago, thereby avoiding a trial. In the 2018 lawsuit, as reported by The Times, a woman alleged that while working as a cocktail waitress at Lavo restaurant and nightclub in New York, Cuba Gooding Jr. forcibly inserted his tongue into her mouth without her consent. Gooding entered a guilty plea to a criminal forcible touching charge connected to this incident in April of the following year. The lawsuit features a segment of the transcript from Gooding's testimony during that legal proceeding, where the judge asked him to describe his actions. Gooding responded, "I kissed the waitress on her lips," confirming that he had done so without her permission. In the 2019 filing, Kelsey Harbert asserted that she approached Cuba Gooding Jr. at Magic Hour Rooftop Bar and Lounge with the intention of meeting the actor. She claimed that after taking a seat next to Gooding's girlfriend, the actor reached over and touched her. Harbert is quoted in the lawsuit stating, "So you can imagine my surprise when I saw a flash of movement and felt his hand on my groping it, feeling around on it, as if I was a piece of meat." Promptly, within a week of the incident, Harbert filed a police report. Subsequently, Gooding pleaded guilty, and the civil lawsuit includes a confirmation from Gooding that the physical contact was non-consensual during his hearing. Both women involved are seeking unspecified damages for assault and battery, lost wages, emotional, mental, and physical injuries, as well as attorney's fees. Anyway, aside from this, Diddy has recently faced several lawsuits, all claiming that he allegedly forced himself onto people. For starters, in November, Cassandra Cassie Ventura Ventura filed a federal lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs in New York federal court. Her lawsuit includes graphic claims of SA, physical AB, and an allegation that Combs, her ex-boyfriend, would force her to have S with male S workers while he watched. Ventura's claims are among the worst, but not the first controversy that the music mogul and entrepreneur has been alleged to be involved in. Combs has attempted to rebrand himself as Brother Love in recent years, even changing his middle name to Love, but he has a prolonged history of violence dating back to the 90s. He's never been convicted of a serious crime, but has repeatedly been accused of having violent encounters with everyone from his exes Ventura and Gina Huyn, who alleged physical abuse in 2019, to executive Steve Stout and rappers like J. Cole and Drake. Combs' attorney Ben Braffman told the New York Times that Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. 5 days after Combs and Cassie reached a settlement, a former Syracuse University college student sued Combs for allegedly SAing and recording her, afterwards allegedly showing others the assault he filmed. The suit, which was obtained by Rolling Stone, claims that after taking the woman to dinner in Harlem in 1991, he drove her to a recording studio where he SA'd her while she alleged she was in a physical state where she could not independently stand or walk. Days later, the suit reads, a male friend revealed to her that he had viewed this tape along with other men. A representative for Combs denied the allegations, calling them a money grab in a statement to TMZ. Just before New York State's Adult Survivors Act's November 23rd deadline, a second anonymous accuser filed a lawsuit against Combs alleging SA. The law, passed in May 2022, opened a window for people over the age of 18 at the time of alleged S offenses to file lawsuits against alleged perpetrators, overriding statutes of limitations that typically cut off legal options. Advocates have asked for an extension of the Act's window or the undoing of statutes of limitations altogether. In this suit, a woman claims Diddy and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns essaying her and a friend in 1990 or 1991. She also alleges that days later, Diddy again attacked her at a home where she was staying. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point that she passed out, the complaint alleges. Combs was searching for Jane Doe's friend because he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time what he and Hall had done to them. As if that's not enough, a third Jane Doe also made similar accusations against the hip-hop mogul. On December 6th, Jane Doe plaintiff filed a lawsuit against Combs, Daddy's House Recordings, and Bad Boy Entertainment, alleging that in 2003, when she was 17, she was SA'd by Combs, former Bad Boy president Harve Pierre, and another unidentified man at Combs' Daddy's House studio in New York City. The lawsuit claims that the teen met Pierre in Detroit and was told Combs wanted to meet her. She was flown in on a private jet to Teterboro, New Jersey before arriving in Manhattan. The three men allegedly plied the high schooler with copious amounts of and the graphic lawsuit said that things began to visually blur for her when she was assaulted by the three men in the bathroom as she drifted in and out of consciousness, had difficulty breathing, and pled for them to stop. Allegedly, Combs essayed her first and then watched the other two men while sitting in a chair outside the bathroom. The lawsuit also claims that after Pierre finished, she was left in the bathroom alone, where she curled into a fetal position with a lot of pain. Once she regained her bearings, she was taken back to an airport and flown to Detroit. On the same day of the lawsuit, Combs made a statement claiming, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." Following this, on December 7th, Tiffany Red, a Grammy-winning singer-songwriter who has written songs for Zendaya, Joe Jonas, Jason Derulo, and Tamar Braxton, among others, published an open letter to Combs via Rolling Stone, alleging that Cassie's claims were true. "I'm one of the friends mentioned in her lawsuit, specifically from the night of her 29th birthday, as detailed in the section labeled Mr. Combs Forces Miss Ventura into ST," she wrote. Red detailed her first encounters with Combs and her working relationship with Cassie as a songwriter, and detailed the party where she claimed Combs separated Cassie from her friends. When Cassie and Combs returned later later in the evening, Red wrote that they appeared intoxicated and that Combs was verbally abusive to both women, calling Red an emotional singing bee before departing. She later told me you made her have a freak off, which Cassie described in her lawsuit as an arrangement where you would make her perform S acts with male S workers that night, Red wrote. The reason you called me emotional singing was because you were listening to new songs we wrote during the freak off that had begun after you came to get her earlier that night. I am disturbed to my core by this. Red wrote that she saw occasions later where Combs appeared verbally abusive to Cassie and said that she too had experienced trauma as a result of Combs' alleged actions. In any case, after such countless allegations, it seems like it's going to be hard for Diddy to spend the rest of his life outside the jail. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.